This door check here is busted. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take, in this case, a little plastic tub, use it to prop the door open. I'm going to twist these guys 90 degrees, and then you can just pop it off hinges. Flathead screwdriver, get it started on that side, whole thing off. With the window rolled down, it should be pretty easy. Using a knife or another small trim tool object, we gotta pop these little caps off. See, I've already done this one here. There are 6 bolts to undo before you take the trim off. There are 4 in the corners, upper right, upper left, lower left, and lower right. And then there are 2 in the handle as well. The ones in the handle are T30, and the ones in the 4 corners are each T20 Torx. Next, you're gonna have to take off the actual trim of the door. You can use a trim tool and kind of pry it off, or you can wrestle it with your hands and force it. It's very common that you're gonna snap a lot of these little tabs. Now the trim's been taken off the door. Next up is you're just gonna have to unplug whatever components are behind the door. Pretty easy to pull them out. Try not to pull on the wire, but on the actual connector, and be sure to unplug the main electrical system before messing with any of your electrical. You have to take off 4 bolts, 1 here, 1 over here, and 2 holding down the tabs of the door check, which is likely what is broken on your door check. The bolt connected to the body is a T45, and then the other 3 are T30 Torx heads. Alright, once you've wrestled off all of those bolts and getting behind here, reaching up and taking out that whole mechanism. Oddly enough, in this case, it doesn't look like these tabs broke, but that the ball in the mechanism that pops into those sockets has dislodged itself. There seems to be some sort of bent metal in there. Doesn't look so good for the life of this thing. Also, those tabs have gotten pretty darn warped as well, so this needed to be replaced regardless. Side by side here with the new door check versus the old door check. I want to put a little bit of grease in here to ease the sliding a bit. You can see there's some grease in the old one. Alright, we've fed the new door check in there. Getting all those nuts and bolts back on is going to be a real pain. What I like to do is mostly put this one on first, most of the way, just to hold this unit in place, and then get some Loctite on the 2 bolts that go in here, some blue Loctite, and get those 2 locked on, then take this one back off, put Loctite on, put it back on nice and tight, and then finally Loctite and get that main body one back on. So 1, then permanently put these ones on, then take this one off and put it back on with Loctite, then put that one on. You can see we have this one mostly on, so it can just move a little bit here. Now we gotta clean up these bolts, put some new Loctite on them, and kind of thread the needle and try and find those spots for them to go back on. Alright, once that's all on there, nice tighten down, just gotta reverse the steps to get the whole door back together.